What's up, Bulldogs? Welcome to the Dawgcast. I'm your host, Coach Caldwell. This is episode 3. Remember to hit that like and share button. We have the head girls soccer coach, Coach Casey Adams, with us today. Coach, how we doing?
Doing good. How are you, man?
I'm here.
Awesome.
Scrimmage last night, how'd that go?
Scoreline's going to look bad. We played very well compared to where we were 365 days ago. So even though the score did not go our way, I was very happy with our first outing for the year.
Good. Second year's head girls soccer coach.
Yep.
What got you involved with coaching soccer?
Yeah, so when I came to Smyrna, I've been at Smyrna since I started in education, and so I was just wanting to find a way into coaching at first. So I coached track and I coached archery my first 2 years. Eventually, the girls needed an assistant, and so I kind of found my way in there. And from there, I grew up playing the game at a very young age, and then I didn't play at a high level. So I stopped playing, but I never fell out of love with the game. And so when I got into coaching, it was something that I wanted to get back into, and I had an opportunity as an assistant, and then I got brought on to the boys, and so kind of never looked back from there.
What are some of the things that you enjoy most about coaching at the high school level?
Yeah, so at the high school level, we get athletes that can understand the game a little bit more than say at the middle school level or even at a younger age. And so with the demographic we have and the student athletes we have, so many of them have played since they were 6 years old. And so we're really able to get into a level of depth that we wouldn't be able to at a middle school. And working with our middle schools is great because we kind of talk about what we're trying to get them to do here. And so that's that on top of the competitive level that we play at is probably the best part of it all.
You're the girls coach. You're also the boys coach. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some of the challenges and some of the benefits to coaching both of those, because I know one's in the fall, one's in the spring.
Yeah. So obviously at this point, with one being in the fall and one being in the spring, it's year round, which is not a problem whatsoever. With our girls, we start training in the summer. I kind of let our boys go play club and have a summer off after our season ends. But talking about the programs themselves, they're completely two different games. You're dealing with two completely different rosters that are experiencing different things. With our boys, they're kind of year-round playing, and so with them, it's finding a level of competition and keeping them motivated and focused right after coming off a club season, and going to compete at a level. With the girls, it's a personality shift compared to that of the boys, and helping them understand the game to a level that they may or may not know yet. So many of them have played rec or club, but they haven't maybe played since they were 6. And then there's been a couple that have played since they were 6. And so with the game being completely different for us as our coaching staff, we approach it from a way where, the game is different. And so with our girls, can we play in a certain style that allows us to work together to move the ball up the field? And then with our boys, can we tactically move them and put them in the best available position to compete with some of these teams that have played year after year together and had success, like a Franklin or a Bearden or something like that?
Now describe, obviously our main topic here is our girls season, because we're right up on it, but talk about what type of culture you're trying to get in that program.
Yeah, so when I took over the boys program, we introduced this thing called the 4 pillars. And with those 4 pillars, it's what we stood on, and it's something that we could go back to every day. And so last year was a transition year for our coaching staff to take over the reins of the girls. And so we were just trying to slowly implement some things and help the girls understand, like, we want our effort every single day. If you give me your effort and your commitment and your dedication right now, that's all we need. And so this year we've really started talking about what are our full 4 pillars going to be. And so the girls and the coaching staff are working on that right now to define that. So it's something we can point back to every single year. But that culture really looks like that commitment level, right? And something that girls program hasn't had in a couple of years, and saying, like, you are an athlete. They're brilliant in the classroom. We have a great GPA on the girls' side. They're very academic focused and they're very brilliant. but you are an athlete as well. And so you take the student part very seriously. I'm asking you to take the athlete part very seriously now as well.
Obviously, there's stuff beyond coaching when you're coaching your team that you want them to not only learn for their high school, but for their later years.
Yeah.
What are some of the values that you hope your players learn for life after high school soccer?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think every coach would say this, and you hear it a lot in the soccer realm, but soccer is like life. There's always going to be challenges that these girls and these boys are going to face past high school. And we just hope as a coaching staff that they are able to understand that, yes, when something is in front of me or when I have an objective like going to score a goal, that I can utilize the tools that we've continued to grow and knowing that no mountain is too hard to climb. Knowing that if we're down 2-0 at half, that I can't give up. Because a 2-0 deficit is 100% an overcomable obstacle as long as your mindset is correct. As long as you've kept a positive mindset, you continue to give your effort and you continue to work with the people around you to achieve that common goal. We've seen that kind of buy-in from both programs, but the girls are starting to really buy into that idea, and it's something we talked about today in the locker room after last night. Our scoreline did not go our way. However, there was a lot of positives from 365 days ago. There's a lot of development, and we're a really young team. And so if we can get these girls at a young age to understand, like, it can be different, but you cannot let just sit in the defeat. You've got to now move on, and what are you going to do with that defeat?
Obviously, my background is not really soccer. You know, when I'm talking about basketball and styles of play, it's like, hey, we're going to play fast. We're going to shoot a lot of threes. We're going to press.
Yeah.
Baseball, we're going to hit and run. We're going to steal. What kind of style do you want your teams to play with? Is it based on? Obviously, it's based on a little bit of what your talent level would be.
Correct.
But if you had the people you want, what kind of style would you want to play?
Yeah. So knowing what kind of athlete we're getting on the soccer side, and I can say this for the boys and the girls. Size is not our advantage, and we play a lot of teams that are bigger than us. And so we focus on this idea of playing a very organized and structured play style, but it's quick. Can we be quick in our decision-making process, and can we be quick on moving the ball through the lines? So when we talk soccer, right, there's the back line, then you got your midfield line and your forward line. Can we be quick about moving the ball through the lines, making those quick decisions, making sharp and quick movements? And that way, rather than winning it in the air, we're winning it on the ground, and we're moving past those defenders through, hopefully, all the way to goal. And so something that is quick and organized, and then emphasizing a physicality, that even though we're smaller, we can be physical with just the best of them.
I know we talked a little bit off camera, but it was one of the questions I really thought about last night. Is you have a few Spanish-speaking players on your team. How hard is that to navigate through a practice and a game? Just getting what you're trying to say across.
Yeah. So we do a lot of visual. Like I have my handy dandy board is always with me, and I always keep an expo with me, just because not only for those that do better without me talking about it, but seeing it. But at the same time, we can draw out what we're seeing on the field in real time, and then move those pieces around to hopefully help those that don't understand all my words that are coming out. I really lean on some of our other girls and guys to help translate and navigate some of those details. And then other than that, like just creating that relationship with that player, knowing that, like, yes, I am your coach and I'm going to tell you some things I would like to see, but knowing that you can trust me, that I'm going to work with you. And we'll navigate that language barrier, but the player to player relationship is what really helps that. And we navigate that all the way from start to preseason, all the way through a season, and it continues, and they're growing in their language and even just my terminology, right? Like that's a piece of it too, because all coaches use different languages when talking about what's happening on the field.
Getting into this year's team, y'all been going since, I'm assuming, right after dead period.
Yeah.
Conditioning, start practice, whatever.
Yeah.
What has impressed you most throughout the preseason?
Yeah, so Like I mentioned earlier, we're a super young team. I have 3 seniors. I have maybe a handful of juniors, and then the rest are sophomores and freshmen. So there's probably 12 to 15 sophomores on that team. That most of them were with us last year. And so when we started last year, a lot of technical skills just needed to be continued to be honed and refined. From the start of after dead period and when we've been conditioning together, the girls' technical ability, we've been able to move past this idea of some of the small technical things and really move towards a more advanced level of, all right, now we know how to pass up the ball correctly, right? That it's always going to get to the next girl. Can we talk about the weight of the ball and can we play a through ball or can we play it to feet? When do we do that? I think a lot of the girls are making better decisions just inherently, and the game is slowing down for them. Yes, we still get moments of chaos and we get almost a little panicky, but we emphasize it every day and we emphasized it last night. Can we not let the chaos interrupt our process and know what those good decisions are still going to be, even when all this is happening around me, even when there's a lot of pressure? So I've been really proud of the girls for doing that right off the bat. And if we can continue to grow in that, then good things will come our way through the rest of the season.
Who are some players, if I'm just going out there to watch the game,
Yeah.
who are some players that I should keep an eye on that you're looking to have a good season?
Yeah, so there's a couple of goal scorers and then there's a couple of defenders. So I'm going to give you 4 just really quick. Kenya Oliveris, number 17. She's our CDM, our central defensive midfielder, senior, looking to be a captain. Not going to score the most goals because of her position, but that girl plays almost 80 minutes every game, and I really look forward to hold down our midfield and so that nothing's getting broken through. Our goalkeeper is a junior, Alondra Rosales. Last year showed a lot of growth throughout the years and took way too many shots. She just had to deal with too much. And so look into our back line to help her, but last night looked really good. Even allowing a couple goals, made some great saves. So I'm really looking for her to continue a good year. On the back line, Vanessa Rodriguez being the voice of that back line, keeping Alondra kind of outside of duress. And then as a goal scorer, Sophia Herrera, she's a junior as well. Looking for her to put a couple in the back of the net and just keep the energy through our attackers.
Most teams have goals, coaches have goals, players have goals. Yeah. I don't know if y'all have done that as a team yet. Regular season hasn't started yet, sure. But if you have, or just you've been thinking inside your head, what are some goals that you have for this team?
Yeah, so if you ask the players, they're probably going to say win more than 2 games this year, which is understandable, and that's definitely something we would like to hang our hat on. We beat Laverne once, lost to them once. I'm sure that beating them both times this year is a goal of the girls. If you were to ask me, it's not going to come down to the wins and losses. It's going to come down to, and they did it last night, and I told them this, can we play 80 minutes every game? And can we see that in our energy? I don't care what the score line is, and I told them this at that halftime, but can we continue to do what we're doing well for 80 minutes when we're tired, when we know kind of a game is either out of reach one way or the other, positive or negative? Can we play those 80 minutes? And if those girls do it for 15, 16 games, their goals will be achieved, but I'll know we're in the right direction as far as a culture and development and as a program moving forward. And so that's my goal for the year, because we didn't do that last year. And I want to see them do that this year for 15 games, play all 80 minutes the way we play.
What makes coaching at Smyrna so special to you?
Yeah. So I've told both programs that this is where I'll coach. Before I do whatever I'm going to go do after, this is where I'll coach. And I probably won't see another soccer program, and I'm not really looking to. It's the kids. I get some awesome kids on both sides of the ball, boys and girls, and they're both different personalities. Boys are all soccer, all business. The girls are a little bit goofier sometimes, and that's real fun to start a practice off, especially at 7:30 in the morning. But we serve a student athlete population that I think is very unique in the way that what they deal with in the building, what they deal with outside the building. and they still come and they still give us what they can out there on the field. And so I really enjoy pouring into this student population, and just getting kind of a big variety of those personalities and whatnot. So Smyrna will be my coaching home for my career, and I'm happy to say that.
First scrimmage was last night. Tell us about what's next.
Yep.
Tell us about when the first regular season game will be.
Yeah, so we actually play tomorrow night during freshman orientation at home against Greenbrier. That's completely free. So if families are out here and they see on the field and they've done what they need to do in the building, they can come on out. We play Greenbrier. We have one more week of preseason games. We'll host Portland on Tuesday night, and then we'll travel to Mount Juliet Christian. And then that following Tuesday, so in 2 weeks, we'll open up regular season play. Really looking forward to that. We'll travel to Blackman for that first regular season game, and then we're straight into district play after that. So it's moving fast and it's moving furious, but the girls are ready for it.
Any last message for Bulldog Nation?
Yeah, it's going to be a great year for sports, for school. Looking forward to it. Very happy to be back. To the student population, it's you guys that make our games here, whether it be football, soccer, any match you can make, and we try and make it to where you guys can come out. We need to see you, and we need to see you in the purple and gold. And we need to see you cheering on your teams. Yeah.
There you have it. Get on out to the soccer field. Watch Coach Adams and his girls' soccer team play this year. That is episode 3 of the Dawgcast. Make sure you hit that like and share. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.